The way we say recorded sound has changed a lot in the last 100 and so years. For me, I had an immense collection of records, vinyl records back in the day, which have a really warm sound to them. And I remember when CDs came out, that was a huge step in technology. I hated them. I didn't think they'd last, but obviously I was wrong. But anyways, the following article that I found in Science Illustrated, October 1947, is titled "Midget Records Play for Half an Hour," and it's an interesting article on the advancement of sound recording back at that time. So the article goes, the thin plastic wafers used on the Wagner-Nicholas recorder take 15 minutes of high-fidelity sound recording on each side. That means that a record library the size of an ordinary book will contain some 500 hours of listening, the equivalent of 3,750 regular 12-inch records, and you make your own. Appropriately enough, Buddy Wagner, the man behind this advanced idea in recording technique, is a musician himself, plays 7 instruments besides the accordion that he is welding in the picture that you have seen. For 20 years, it has taken him to develop his recorder. He has supported his project by periodic spells as a band leader, always returning to his workshop when his stake permitted. The other half of the team, Nicholas, is an expert machinist. The result of their labors is a combination recorder and phonograph that enormously reduces the size and expense of a given length of recording by squeezing 416 grooves into an inch of recording space. Wagner and Nicholas have made 2 departures from the conventional technique. The first is a fairly obvious one of making the recording needle, which is also the playback needle, sharper. The radius of this rounded needle point is only 1/4 that of the standard needle. This means that the needle can cut more lines closer together, which in itself is not much of an improvement. The grooves are so fine that they do not have enough tracking ability to guide a tone arm across the record. The second and most important departure is relieving the needle of its tracking job. A felt-lined clamp fits over a threaded shaft, and the shaft turns. The thread pulls the clamp along, and the clamp in turn moves the needle over the record surface from the rim to the center during both recording and playback. Since the needle doesn't have to drag the playing arm, the grooves can be shallower. Actually, they are embossed rather than cut, and the needle pressure can be extraordinarily light, half an ounce. The end result of these 2 innovations is a recording and playback machine that can reproduce sound up to 11,000 cycles on small, unbreakable vinylite discs costing some 8 cents apiece. Because the record is made and played on the same turntable, all wow caused by variation in turntable speeds cancels out. And because the same needle and crystal are used for recording and playing, vagaries in crystal response also cancel. Sold with an amplifier and a microphone, the machine will record from a radio set, a standard record player, or a microphone, and the result can be played back immediately by flipping a switch and moving a sliding weight on the pickup arm. The records should be good for well over 100 playings. The needle is permanent. And that is the story of a little disc that never caught on. But interesting nonetheless. I have to wonder why it didn't catch on. It seems like it would have been a tremendous advancement over the 78 RPM records that were available at the time and only had a really limited playback length. Well, I hope you enjoyed this vintage article. Thanks for stopping by. God bless.